Windows 10 has reached its end-of-life date. Here's how this affects you and what you should do about it. Firstly, what is end of life for an operating system? This is when an operating system will stop receiving feature and security updates, meaning that your system could be left vulnerable to future bugs and exploits. What should you do about it? There are a few things you can do. The first way, the one that Microsoft wants you to choose, is to upgrade to Windows 11. If you have a supported system, you can just use the Windows 11 Upgrade Assistant to update to Windows 11. However, if your system is unsupported, you either need to make a USB drive and use Rufus to remove the system requirements from the installer, or get a new PC altogether. If you don't want to get a new PC, or deal with Windows 11, then you could switch to Linux, which will give your current hardware a few more years of life. However, this will take some getting used to. If you're switching to Linux as a beginner, my recommendation would be Linux Mint, as the graphical user interface looks similar to Windows and is a very beginner-oriented system. The third option would be to use Windows 10 LTSC. Now, you will have to deal with the unactivated Windows watermark in the bottom corner unless you use certain methods. But otherwise, Windows 10 LTSC is a debloated version of Windows intended for basic IoT machines, which is why it also tends to use less RAM than Windows 10 Home or Pro. The fourth and final option would be to, well, do absolutely nothing. There's obviously going to be some people out there who see no problem with sticking with Windows 10 for now. Heck, I myself still use a Windows 8 system for a personal media server. But just note that after a few years, Windows 10 will begin to lose support for applications like Chrome or Photoshop, with some games even beginning to add system requirements like TPM 2.0, which is needed to install Windows 11. So what are your thoughts on the Windows 10 shutdown? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay safe. Bye!